If it's just RP, then it shouldn't matter. So much so that people were telling him like, chill, your AV ain't even all that. I always think it's a big red flag when somebody on SL is just adamant about your BTA. And I'm going to tell you why for this specific person. If I had $1 for every person who said, oh, we just roommates that pop up with one of them pregnant from their roommate, I'd be a millionaire. But hear me out. Let me cook. When your grandmama passed, no disrespect, don't tell me. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Lala, aka LaChelle, aka Chelle, aka Michelle, my belle. And I'm here about to get my nails done. So I'm recording the intro right now, but once Gigi gets started on my nails, I am definitely going to give y'all a story time about the dude that I was trying to date but called me weird. It includes receipts, okay? Hashtag, put it in the comments. Hashtag messy shell, okay? So I'm going to try to give y'all as much context as possible. And y'all let me know what you think down in the comments, because the way my intuition is set up, this man was trying to play in my face. And he thought that because he looked like something, I was going to let him get away with it. But no, not me. Anywho, I hope this video finds you all in good health and good spirits. And if not, I pray that you get there soon. So if you're interested in hearing about the dude that I was liking, but then he called me weird, among some other things, stay tuned, honey, and make sure you learn from my lessons. I go through it so y'all don't have to. I finally made it to the nail salon, y'all. The claws will be back by the end of the vlog. With that being said, Gigi is just doing a light file and a deep clean on my nails because Mama Zoe was right. When they nubs like that, everything get trapped under there. So Gigi's being very gentle with me. But what I wanted to talk to y'all about, because remember I had two story times. I'm going to tell you the longer one. I'll slip the short one in the next vlog or something. So I'm talking to this dude. We met on a dating app. I know y'all know what app I'm talking about. In fact, put it in the comments and I'll tell you if you're right. So we met on the dating app, which of course we transferred onto another platform. For us, it was IG. Now, that's normal for that dating app because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even be active on there for long. I come, I check my messages, and I get right back off. So I be missing people like a day at a time or more sometimes. So when people be like, hey, let's talk on another platform, I'm for it. So my biggest red flag with him, not the biggest, maybe it is the biggest. The first red flag I should have seen with this dude. Is it the first one? Yeah, it was. The first red flag was all over his profile. He is writing over and over again. He wrote it, y'all, like every other day he posted this. I'm not RPing with you unless I'm attracted to you, BTA. I just can't RP with nobody that I'm not attracted to. Which was weird to me. Because when it comes to RP, I should be able to look like a dinosaur behind the AV. And you shouldn't care. Like, I've RP'd with men RPing as women, women RPing as men, and I stay in character, they stay in character. If it's just RP, then it shouldn't matter. So much so that people were telling him like, chill, your AV ain't even all that. So he did post his own BTA, and he's a decent looking guy. But you know we all ugly to somebody. So with that being said, he kept posting BTA only. Y'all scared to post y'all BTA. I always think it's a big red flag when somebody on SL is just adamant about your BTA. And I'm going to tell you why for this specific person. So his thing was SL only. Y'all already know how I feel about that. So when he told me his RL situation, I understood why he wanted to be SL only, and I respect it. Y'all know my personal preference. I don't like RP in relationships with people in RL relationships because it always gets messy. It's not I fall in love and then it ends bad. It's that person starts relying on me for the emotional support that they're not getting with their partner. It's almost like cheating, except they physically can't get to me. So every time their partner makes them mad, they come running to me and venting to me. You know what I'm saying? Every time their partner disappoints them, they come running to me, venting to me. And I'm emotionally pouring into them, but I'm not receiving anything. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people in relationships, my personal opinion, a lot of people in RL relationships use, I said it, people on SL for that portion that they're not getting from their partner. It's kind of like the 80-20 rule, right? They getting that 80% from their partner because nobody's perfect. You're not going to get 100%. Even if you tell yourself you're getting 100%, I assure you you're falling short somewhere because we're human, right? So you're going to look for that other 20% in your SL partner. And the problem with that is when y'all be in them RL relationships getting your 20% from your SL partner, you leave the situation fulfilled, and your SL partner typically leaves feeling not necessarily depleted, but they're not fulfilled at all. They pour into you, and then as soon as they're like, oh, I need support too, this just SL, right? So I am very particular about SL only. I will do it, but we're going to follow SL only guidelines. That was his second red flag. If I had $1 for every person who said, oh, we just roommates, that pop up with one of them pregnant from their roommate, I'd be a millionaire. So with that, I should have known to leave it alone, but he said SL only, so I was like, whatever. Like I said, the second red flag is we crossed the line. How did we cross the line? First of all, you crossed the line asking people for BTA. If you want SL only, BTA should never matter. But his whole thing was, I can't RP with somebody I'm not attracted to. Brother, that makes no sense. Why are you worried about attraction when it's just RP? If you want to keep it SL only, why do you need a RL attraction to the person? It's giving, I want to check just in case I want to do something with you, but I want to keep the line drawn so that way you can't expect anything of me. Like if I feel like trying to push up on you, I want to know I have the option to do it, but I don't want you to feel like you have the option to do it with me, right? It's giving selfish and capping and low-key manipulative. So, anywho, my whole perspective on SL only, when you tell me SL only, that's what it is. That means when your grandmama passed, no disrespect, some of y'all gonna be like, Chelle, this is harsh, but hear me out. Let me cook. When your grandmama passed, no disrespect, don't tell me. Don't tell me, because now you're requiring me to apply RL energy to you. You want me to RL console you. You want me to RL pour into you, right? You're taking from me RL. You have a bad day at work, don't come vent to me unless it's SL work. Because again, now you're pulling from me RL emotionally, but if I ever ask you to reciprocate it, you're not going to do it because remember, SL only. And that's typically how those people operate. So you have a bad day at work, I don't want to hear it. You lose your job, I shouldn't hear anything about that unless we live together and you can't pay tier. Basically, I'm saying when you say SL only, that person should not be involved in your RL at all unless it affects SL, period. Don't be telling them about how you low on funds. It's not their problem. Again, unless y'all have SL obligations that require monetary support. Then you can talk to them about, oh, I got laid off or my hours got cut. Other than that, that's not their business. Your baby mama, baby daddy, RL giving you the blues. No one needs to know that, again, unless it affects your RP. And most of the people that do SL only do not live by that logic. SL only for them is, let me tap into you when I want to RL, but don't ask me for anything. That's what SL only typically means to them. And that's what he become. We was talking about him working out. We talk about stuff he doing with his family and all of this other stuff when I should have nipped that in the bud. But I was like, okay, it's lighthearted stuff, so no big deal, right? We wasn't like on the phone all day or nothing like that. But I knew I should have never crossed that line, because if you genuinely care about somebody, if I'm coming to you, my grandma passed, I got laid off, me and my mama going at it, me and my daddy going at it, stuff like that, you're going to develop emotions for me. At a minimum, a RL platonic level. So don't say SL only, because it's very hard not to blur the lines, especially when you're RPing a relationship. Again, when you say SL only, don't tell that person about what you had for dinner RL. Don't tell them what parts of your body you worked out at the gym RL. Don't tell them about your car breaking down RL. You don't tell that person anything about your RL unless it affects SL. Hey, I'm working late RL. I won't be able to RP tonight with you. I know we were supposed to. My bad. Hey, I just got laid off. I'm not sure I can hold up my end of the tier. In your conversation, I just got laid off. Once you say it affects my money, which affects me paying the tier, cut it off. They don't need to know that you sad. They don't need to know that your boss don't like you. They don't need to know that your coworker's a snitch, because it's SL only. And that's the line that he and I crossed. Now, let me be clear. This wasn't a heartbreak. I was in love with this man. We had a good vibe. Like, I could see us, RL, if we physically linked up RL, I could see us being like cool friends. Because of his situation, I wouldn't even consider romance. But we could really be friends because we really vibed. We talked about some decent things. We got along really well. The chemistry was cool. Again, I wouldn't date him romantically because of his situation, but we could be some dope friends. He would be that person that I call him back, let me tell you what this fool just did, or I just got sit up on a date, or he made me pay the check because I wasn't giving it up, or you know what I mean? Or he called me like every time I turn around, this asking me for some money. You know what I mean? Like, I see that we could have that, but romantically, I would not pursue him because of his situation. So with that being said, again, 2 big red flags. He always swearing up and down he only talk to you because you got a BTA. For me, it's not necessary. It's not necessary for me to give people my BTA because I literally post it. I stream on camera. I have multiple BTA videos, so people know I'm me and what I look like, right? But so I didn't look at it like that's a big deal, but I should have put more thought into it as to why is someone so adamant about your BTA if all y'all doing is RPing. So anyway, fast forward. He's talking to me, sending messages about the twins, talking about my stepkids, this and da 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 da. You know, he's giving me compliments on my aesthetics, da 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 da. RL and SL, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, again, shouldn't have crossed that line. Fast forward, he's talking about us hanging out and him pursuing me and stuff like that. Again, y'all, he's referring to himself like daddy, and he gonna be my kid's stepdaddy and all this other stuff. So then he does the not gonna lie thing. Y'all know what that is. That's where you anonymously, I have a not gonna lie, by the way. I'll put the link down below. But it's where you ask people questions anonymously and then they reply to you via their social media. But when they reply, you only see the question or the statement. You don't see who sent it. So a girl did a not gonna lie for him and was basically like she misses him physically. Y'all know what I'm putting down. And he replies back with a smirk. Here's my thing. If you over here trying to tell me, because it's supposed to be RP, you over here trying to tell me that you daddy and you gonna be my stepkids or my kids or your stepkids, etc., that means you're trying to get out of that friend zone, buddy. So when he posted the smirk, I just sent the question mark. All right, y'all. So editing Chelle here. Yes, I found a computer to get on at the hospital. Judge yourself. I wanted to show the screenshot and correct myself because you know when you tell a story time, it don't matter how long ago it was or whatever. If you're off by the slightest detail, especially if it's the guilty party, people will try to dissect it. Like, oh, you said that it was at 1:30. It was at 1:35. You're a liar. This whole story is fake. So I wanted to show y'all the actual screenshots and explain myself. So I said that when he posted the not gonna lie story, I sent him a question mark. I didn't. As y'all can see, I sent him an emoji. His response, remember, because afterwards, he gave me this whole spiel on how we already had set the guidelines that we was just friends. And I'm thinking, cool. Well, if we just friends, you should be able to tell me the truth, right? So I sent that emoji with the no face, just the eyes. He goes, nothing, LOL. If we just friends, tell me what it is. It's something because when you reply to somebody's not gonna lie, you have to post it. If it was nothing, you could have just not posted it. Right? Right. So I simply, y'all know what this means. I'm stepping, y'all see, I say facts. That means I'm stepping out of my feminine energy now. I'm looking at you as if I was a dude. It's no more sweet stuff, no more flirting. It's like, yeah, what's up, fam? So I was like, facts. That's how I need y'all to read that because that's how I wrote it. I was like, oh, you only got to tell me where I stand in your life one time. So I said facts. He gonna say, pretty face, pretty kitty kitty meow, but y'all know what word I can't say. I don't know why he said that because I put on everything I love. I ain't never showed this man my kitty kitty meow. I can promise you that. I'm gonna be honest. I've been on SL 14 years now. I don't think I've showed anybody my kitty kitty meow. To be honest, I don't think. Not even in my younger days when I was a city raw. Okay, but I have no idea why he said that because I know for a fact he ain't seen it. Anyway, so you see, y'all, again, I'm in my masculine energy. I say, I feel you, fam. That's how I wrote it. And he go, daddy, not fam. If we just friends, why would I refer to you as daddy? If you want to check me and tell me how we knew from the beginning that we needed to be friends first, Why would you tell me to refer to you as daddy then? Again, playing them reindeer games. So then I replied, nah, go give go give kisses, my, because that's basically what the girl said. She missed that. I said, nah, go give kisses, my, I'm good. He goes, to you. No, why would my friend say that? If I say go give kisses to who you was talking to, why would my friend tell me that you giving kisses to me? We're friends, right? Yeah, and for anybody wondering, no, me and this man did not cut. It's just that's how he talks, right? He talks like we cut, but I promise you, we did not cut. So this is what I want y'all to keep in mind as I continue the story. Because he tried to play me with that. We just cool. Then why are you talking to me like that? Why are you telling me to call you daddy? Why are you talking about I got a pretty face and a pretty kitty? When I tell you to go give kisses, why are you saying you giving them to me? If we just friends. Boy, find somebody else to play with. Anybody else. Because if you're going to be anything in the world, baby, be for real. Now back to the story time. Right? Like, because how you in my inbox every single day, multiple times a day, if you trying to get back with somebody that wants you to touch on them. Right? And he was like, it's just an emoji. Strike in 3. I was like, cool. It's just an emoji. The minute somebody invalidates my feelings, we're done. There's nothing to talk about. I don't care if we've been together 17 years. The minute you let me know that because I don't agree with you, I don't care how it makes you feel, we're done. Stick a fork in this. We are done. We ain't medium rare. We are well done steak, okay? No pink. We done. And that's exactly what he did. He literally put like, it's just an emoji. I said, okay, cool. So what it mean? He couldn't explain it. Bottom line is he liked attention. And what people like, to me, people who behave like him, this is what they want. They want to make the person that they actually want to interact with on a daily basis, they want you to feel like they want to lock you down so that you're readily available for them when they want to tap into your energy. But they still want to play. Make no mistake about it. They still want to flirt. They still want to probably do physical stuff with people. But they want to breadcrumb you into thinking that, oh, I want something with you so that they can make sure you're free for them. And it's not even about, oh, I want you to be free so I can marry you. It's you have dope energy. Like I said, y'all, we was vibing. We used to laugh, joke, stuff like that. You have dope energy, and I want to be able to tap into it when I feel like it. That's how people like him move. When he feels like having a conversation, when he feels like being entertained, when he feels like being poured into, when he feels like he wants something, he wants to make sure I'm not tied down and I'm readily available for him. But he doesn't want to take me seriously. And I think a lot of people confuse that. They look at it like he want to lock me down or she want to lock me down. It don't be because they love you. It don't be because they think you deserve it. It don't be because they see long term with you. You are who they want. If the people who was stroking their ego and all of that other stuff acted like you, then they wouldn't want you anymore because they already got free access. It's like if I get 100 chicken nuggets a month, but I know I really like steak. Don't get me wrong, I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat them chicken nuggets, but whenever I can slide into a piece of steak, that's really what I'm going to eat. So I might buy a steak or two every month and throw it in the freezer so that at least once a month I can have it, but I'm always make sure I got my steak. That's how people like him move. It's not that they want to take you serious. It's not that they think you deserve commitment. It's not that they love you. It's I want access to you when I want access. And I don't want to risk you falling in love or you seeing your worth and realizing that you deserve somebody that wants you full time. Right? That's how people like him move. And he was very much giving, I love the attention people show me, but I want to have access to you. So I nipped it in the bud, y'all. Y'all know how I do when I dip. I politely was like, hey, I don't think our morals and values align. It's been great. I wish you the best and whatever God deems as the best for you. Right? And I go on about my business. I remove him as a follower on IG. I remove him as a friend in InWorld. I remove him off the dating app because that's how I roll. Out of sight, out of mind. You got to go, Stink. Go cater to the girl who wants you to touch on her. Go touch on her, Stink. Because that's what you wanted, right? It's just an emoji. Cool. Well, I'm a just step. So after I think like 2 days, y'all, he writes me this long paragraph about how I'm weird because it's just an emoji and I shouldn't have cut him off basically. So afterwards, as you all probably suspected, he tried to play in my face. Here are the messages he sent me. I'm gonna try to read it better than it's written. The fact that I think it meant unfollow me. The fact that you unfollow me when we was supposed to at least be friends is weird A behavior. Not gonna lie. Ha 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 ha. You see how he's trying to let me know that what I did bothered him while also trying to act unbothered? I don't play those passive aggressive games. In one breath, don't try to tell me I'm doing too much when what I'm doing affects you as much as you affected me. But I digress. Y'all see, all I said was, okay, when I'm done, I'm done. You can ask anybody that's dated me, any former friends, any former family members. I will cut anybody off if I feel like you playing with my peace. I can't stand when someone is arrogant enough to believe that they're smarter than me to manipulate me. Now, I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the world, but when somebody is like, hey, you're too dumb to realize I'm playing in your face. Oh, bitch, now it's personal. Now I'm on some get back. Now I'm about to let you know where you really stand with me. Because you went from number 1 to number 100 real fast. Find somebody else to play those reindeer games. You see a lot of people on this platform and a lot of other social media type platforms play off of the fact that there are a lot of people who are insecure, have anxious attachment styles, have low self-esteem, are codependent, and just overall can't tolerate being in their own company. Or the people who are just dying to be in a relationship, right? Just period. Some people just want to be like, I got a man or I got a girl. There are just some people like that. I'm not shading nobody. That's what it is. So when you meet somebody like me who's comfortable in my own company, comfortable or secure in myself, willing to be by myself, I'm going to leave you sliding down the wall because you can't play those games with me. I'm going to make you stand on what you say, whether you want to or not. So you want to play these reindeer games of, oh, I don't care as much as you do? Baby, let me show you. So you see, he says, why are you so disappointed that you unfollow me though? A friendship was supposed to be established before anything. We grown, right? Then you should have been grown when I asked you what was that about. Because keep in mind, y'all, these messages are after the other message I showed y'all, where he's talking about he's daddy and he want to kiss me, and all the other messages that y'all didn't see, where he's calling my kids his stepkids, where I literally cut him off. I didn't even insert those clips, where I had cut him off and stopped talking to him because he was going too hard talking about how he knew he was going to get the kitty. And I said, wow, you're doing too much in the wrong direction. Let me depart. And that's where I should have stayed. This is what I get because I walked away from him before and I should have stayed away. I walked away from him twice, as a matter of fact, and I should have stayed away. So this is what I get. Lesson learned. But on to the next message, because as you can see, he want to be a comedian. Well, baby, call me Cat Williams because I'm about to go in. So I did leave a piece of the last clip in only so that y'all know I wasn't cutting pieces out. So you see that, hey, I'm giving you the whole message. It's just only so much I can get in one screenshot. So after he tried to push the whole narrative of I'm doing too much, I'm too emotional, it's just an emoji, we not that, say less, Bookie. So I replied, stop putting so much on it. You keep implying that there's a bunch of emotion involved, and it's truly not. It would have been different if we were friends first, but we started out talking. What I look like lingering around after it don't work. Now, y'all, if he and I really just started out platonically, meaning none of the flirting, none of the yo kids, my step kids, none of the pretty face, pretty pee, none of the, like I said, y'all, I had to cut this man off because he was already implying that he just knew I was going to give him the kitty kitty meow, which, by the way, I'd like to remind y'all, he never got, what did folks say? Never gonna get it, 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 whoa, 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 you tried it. You tried it. You tried it. But anyway, y'all, if he hadn't done all that flirting, them gonna be my stepkids, daddy this, I'ma kiss you that, and everything has stayed platonic, like, oh, we just hung out, had some conversations, then we would have been cool. But we've already crossed the line. And now that it didn't work out for you, now you want to say, oh, no, it should have been dialed back. But that's honestly not what you want. If you truly wanted to be my homeboy, you would have never crossed the line to begin with. If it was truly about we need to be friends first, you would have never crossed the line to begin with, because I want to be clear, y'all, he's the one that started out with all the flirtatious stuff. I want to be, like I said, I had walked away. He's the one that crossed the line. That goes back to me saying how people will try to breadcrumb you with what they think you want to keep you lingering around while they do what they want to do, but have you as an option. Again, it doesn't matter how much they like you. They could have no intention of giving you long term, but they just want to make sure nobody else is in their way just in case. So when they want to have a conversation, they want to vent, they want some attention, they want you to pour into them in love. Because I'm not going to lie, and I say this with full confidence and humility. This is something I had to learn about myself. I breathe life into everyone I care about. That's why when I'm gone, they get so mad. I don't even depart like, F you, get the F out my face. I don't do any of those things. I just be like, no problem, I'll go. It don't have to be an argument, because once you know your worth, you realize not only is all of that stuff unnecessary, but you're exerting energy with a person who doesn't care about you anyway. You're wasting that. I'd rather do other stuff with it. Like, I don't know, make a content video. You see what I mean? So a lot of people will tell you, and I'm sure y'all are starting to notice, I don't argue no more. You gonna talk your trash? I fell out with some former people, and they posted 92 subliminals, and I was like, all right, you got it. I might have took 1 or 2 shots, but I know that me leaving hurts people much more than an argument, much more than some mean words I can say. And in fact, I'm going to flip it on you. When you argue with people and try to get them back and make super low blows, a lot of the people who have hurt you will try to use your reaction to victimize themselves. If you want to think about a metaphor, right, I'll give you a physical example. It's like those people, because I've seen it in the news, people who do stuff like they break into your house and break a window, they cut themselves on the window and then try to sue you for the medical bills. You know what I mean? Like like you victimized me. And so that's why I don't argue with people. I don't fight anymore. I'm not cussing you out anymore. Why should I waste my valuable energy because you want to act a fool? Now, I'm human, and I have my moments where I'm like, you know what, I really want to humble you right now. I really want to act up because y'all have gotten comfortable playing in my face. Because I've been working on being more chill, more people try me, forgetting the menace I am capable of being, but making a conscious effort not to be. So with this situation, hey, I'm doing too much. I'm putting too much on it. This ain't that. Say less. Let me move out your way. That's it. No F you. You ain't this. You ain't that. Just let me move out your way. And I have learned that makes people madder than any argument, any cuss out session you have, any subliminal, when you just be like, cool, let me move out the way. Imagine telling someone that they're inconveniencing you with their behavior, and when they say, cool, I'll move out the way, now you're mad. Make it make sense. I don't know what kind of math y'all are doing, but go ahead and go back to school because it don't add up. But on to the next clip. I mean, y'all kind of see what's in it already because, I included it in the message so y'all can see I'm not cutting nothing off. But let's get to the whole message, shall we? Here's the rest of the message so y'all can see that the only editing I did was taking out his name, again, because I'm not here to humiliate him. I'm just not finna tolerate people trying to gaslight me. So here's what he said. I'm going to try to read it better than it's written. That's where the disconnect was. I told you day one my intentions were to establish a friendship before anything. I thought that's what we were doing. I told you multiple times I'm not looking to jump into anything. I have little emotions because I genuinely like you as a human being. We have good conversations and a good vibe when we talk, and it don't even BSL. And that's where I fucked up. I told y'all I never should have crossed the line with him. That's what I meant by cross the line. You see where he says we have good conversations and it don't even be about SL? We were having RL deep conversations. And when he said SL only, I should have kept it SL only. If you ain't talking to me about mesh, if you ain't talking to me about events, if you ain't talking to me about TP, shut up your mouth. Okay? That's what I should have said. And this is where it gets me. And you see how after all of that, daddy this, I'm gonna kiss you that, then my stepkids that, I'm gonna get the kitty meow that. It goes back to no, get back in the friend zone. But friends is not what this man wants. He wants me to keep letting him play in my face, and every time I say I don't like the way this makes me feel, he's gonna be like, I told you from day one what it was. If we had started out just kicking it, just having conversations, and he had left all of that other mess out, then we could have pursued a friendship. But you've already crossed the line, and now I don't trust you. I don't want to be your friend if I can't trust you. I don't want to be your family if I can't trust you. I don't want to be your woman if I can't trust you. So what are we supposed to have? Be for real. Right? About how he wanted us to still remain cool because I have a good vibe and blah, 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 blah. Again, y'all, he was trying to set it up to where when he felt like talking to me, I was there for him I gave him access to talk to me. No, baby, I got to move you out the way. What if my husband or my wife or my stud's been looking for me? I can't be playing with you. You recognize I'm a queen from day one. You recognize I'm unique from day one. You recognize I'm a vibe. What Krishan said, it's a vibe all the time. Hey, you knew it was a vibe. And that's all you was trying to do. You was hoping that I was some of these other low self-esteem baddies. Because yes, you could be a baddie with low self-esteem. You was hoping that I was some of these anxious attachment style baddies. You was hoping that I was one of these codependent type baddies that you could lead on and breadcrumb and tell me I'm cute every once in a while. Ask me how my day was every once in a while. Just to make sure you maintain access to me. No, baby, go get old girl that wants you to touch on her. Expecting me to sit around and play house with you while you entertain anybody that's willing to give you attention, that's weird. That's weird to me. I don't care how cool we are. That's weird to me. So that's, child, let me see if I can even find the message, baby, because basically it's a message where it's like he's trying to compliment me like, oh, I think you cool, and that's why I wanted us to still be cool. And that's something else he said. He said from day one, my intentions were to establish a friendship. Cool. So yeah, y'all, he wrote me this long paragraph basically like on some I told you what it was. But here's the thing that y'all need to realize. You can tell me what it was or what it is, and I can accept it on Tuesday. But if Thursday I wake up and say I want something more for myself, I don't owe you that loyalty to stay around for your breadcrumbs. Are you serious? Like, I don't understand that. People want to be like, oh, I told you we keep it in light. I told you what it was. But then the minute you say, okay, well, I don't want this no more, oh, they want to talk to you about loyalty. They want to know you shouldn't go nowhere. I told you what it was and you accepted it. Yeah, and I'm telling you I don't accept it anymore. And I have that right. I never understood that. The people never wanted to be held accountable when it comes to any type of loyalty or longevity. And they want to tell you, I told you what it was from the jump. So cool. You told me what it was, and I have a right to say, I don't want this anymore. If you didn't care about me, and it was light from the jump, when I say that, your only response should be, okay. But no, it's weird because they want to tell you how much they don't owe you loyalty, but you owe them loyalty because how dare you leave? How dare you get tired of me hitting you up when I want to? How dare you? Boy, bye. So yeah, I think I blocked him after that. Definitely was done with that situation. Because you got to find somebody else to play with. Yeah, I did block him. I'm looking at it on my IG. I did block him. Because find somebody else to play with. And y'all keep that in the back of y'all mind. I don't care if you talk about a sneaky link, a situationship, a friendship, or whatever. You can accept terms one day, and if another day, as you're growing and evolving as a person, you decide I want more for myself, you have a right to walk away. Stop letting these people who are literally trying to remind you that they don't owe you any loyalty. Stop letting them guilt trip and gaslight you into loyalty. Because for him to message me afterwards, talk about, well, I want to build a friendship. Then cool. As my friend, when I was like, question mark, your response shouldn't have been, it's just an emoji. You should have just told me what it was. Tell me in the comments if I'm tripping. If it's not that deep and we just friends, You should have just told me what it was. But instead, you responded and posted it to your IG. So you wanted her to see it. So it's not just an emoji. You responded to her that way to trigger a reaction. Y'all, he's not a content creator. He's not a reactor. You posted that because you felt like it. You wanted that girl to see it. It's not just an emoji. You had an intention. You wanted to get your ego stroked from both ways. You wanted to get it stroked from her. That's why you put that emoji instead of just being like, oh, you cool or LOL. You put the smirk emoji intentionally to get attention from her because you knew it was bait. And then you posted it on your IG so that people could see that she was still sweating you. And baby girl, to the one that sent him the message, stand up. Stand up. Okay. So that's it, y'all. That's the end of my story time about old boy. That's the end of my story time about old boy who tried to play me with the not gonna lie link. Okay, that's what I'm entitled it to. Tried to play me with the not gonna lie link. That's the story about him. Again, it was cool, but people always want to play that you knew what it was card or we just friends. Then if we was just friends, why did you have such a hard time explaining what that situation was? Oh, okay. Because if it was nothing, I'd just be like, oh, that's my ex. He doing da da da. I sent a smirk because boy, bye. No, he didn't say none of that. He just said it's just an emoji. You're covering it up, Stink. At least stand in your beliefs 10 toes. Period. You still want the girl attention. Say that. You still might be messing around with her. If we just friends, say that. All my friends are honest with me, Stink. All of them. So if we gonna be friends, that's the least you gotta do. The one thing you're not gonna do is play in my face. One thing you're not gonna do is patronize me. One thing you definitely not gonna do is gaslight me, and you not gonna breadcrumb me. I said one thing and name four, but trust God, I meant all of them. Oh God. All right, y'all. I need to stop running my mouth so that Gina could get done with my nails because this camera is definitely in her face. So let me get off. My water done got cold in the bowl that I got my hand in and everything. Do not accept. This is what my daddy used to say to me. God bless his soul. My daddy used to say to me, don't accept no wooden nickels. Basically, he's saying don't let nobody play in your face and don't accept less than you deserve. I love y'all to life. Y'all say a prayer for Mama Zoe. She fighting for her life right now. Peace.